Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, this is your biology teacher, Ms. Hina Zahid. I'm just waiting for a few more students to join me up, and I'll continue my lecture from the previous lesson, and I'll explain meiosis again in order to make this concept stronger in your minds. So am I loud and clear to all of you? All right, thank you, Alishba. So we are going to start up our class, and I'm going to explain meiosis again, and we have to find out that what is the difference between mitosis and meiosis. Here in this picture, we are talking about meiosis, but we have to compare the two processes, mitosis and meiosis, in order to understand it clearly that what is the difference between mitosis and meiosis. So you can see here the process of mitosis is shown, and what happens in the process of mitosis. During the process of mitosis, the homologous chromosomes are identified here in the beginning. Now these homologous chromosomes will show their chromatids. The chromatids are shown here, and the chromatids are joined with the help of centromere. All these chromatids are actually the part of, both these chromatids are actually the part of one chromosome. And what happens during the metaphase? The chromosomes align themselves on the equatorial plate, and during anaphase, the chromatids are separated from each other. One red chromatid and one blue chromatid. Can you see? One red, one blue has moved to one pole, and one red, one blue has moved to the other pole. In this way, the two daughter cells are formed. पहले न्यूक्लियस डिवाइड होता है. न्यूक्लियस की डिवीजन को हम कहते हैं karyokinesis. And after karyokinesis, the cytoplasm also divides and it forms cytokinesis. So this forms two daughter cells. This cell was diploid. It contained the double number of chromosomes, and these two daughter cells are also diploid. It is 2n and it is again 2n. So it means that mitosis is a process during which one cell divides into two cells and the number of chromosomes remains the same. Mitosis is a type of cell division in which one cell divides into two cells and the number of chromosomes remains the same. Is it clear? Parent cell and daughter cells. This is the parent cell. I am writing P for the parent cell and I am writing D for the daughter cells. So parent cell is dividing into two daughter cells, and the two cells are actually having the same chromosome number. These daughter cells are smaller in size, but they will grow up, they will become adult, and they will again divide into further more cells. What happens in meiosis? In meiosis, we see that the homologous chromosomes are pairing up. The sister chromatids are found here. In the early prophase, the chiasma formation and the crossing over takes place. And now you can see here the blue part and here the red part. It means crossing over has taken place. Crossing over के बाद उसी तरीके से क्या होता है, मेटाफेज 1, एनाफेज 1 आएगा, फिर फाइनली टीलोफेज 1 आएगा, और इसमें each chromatid is separated. Here you can see that this and this chromosome is different from these chromosomes. So here the parent cell contained diploid number of chromosomes, 2n, and all these 4 cells, which are the daughter cells, they are containing n number of chromosomes. It means all these are haploid. All these cells are haploid cells. Okay. So the mitosis produces 2 cells, and during the process of mitosis, the number of chromosomes does not change. But when we talk about meiosis, during the process of meiosis, one diploid cell divides into 4 haploid cells. What is the meaning of haploid? It means half the number of chromosomes. This is the difference between mitosis and meiosis. Mitosis usually occurs in somatic cells. Somatic cells are the cells which are non-reproductive. ऐसे cells जिनमें reproduction नहीं होती, और यानी जो reproductive cells को generate नहीं करते, non-reproductive cells यानी ऐसे cells जो हमारी body में मौजूद हैं, जिनकी वियर एंड टियर हो जाती है, ब्लड सेल्स हो गए, ऑर्गन एपिथेलियल सेल्स, स्किन टिश्यूज, और इंटरनल हमारी म्यूकोजल लाइनिंग होती है, उसके टिश्यूज डैमेज हो जाते हैं, कभी हमें इंजरी आ जाती है, कोई वूंड होता है, जख्म हो जाता है, उसकी हीलिंग के लिए माइटोसिस का प्रोसेस होता है. लेकिन मियोसिस का प्रोसेस जर्म सेल्स में होगा. मेल के अंदर स्पर्म्स प्रोड्यूस होंगे और फीमेल्स के अंदर एग्स प्रोड्यूस होंगे, and that process is called gametogenesis. Okay, so meiosis is responsible for the production of germ cells. Here this is again a description, a differentiation between mitosis and meiosis. You can see that meiosis results in 2 daughter cells, while meiosis results in 4 daughter cells. In mitosis, the daughter cells contain the same number of chromosomes. Diploid. Diploid means the whole number of chromosomes. जैसे अगर हम humans की बात करें, तो humans के अंदर जो एक सेल के अंदर क्रोमोसोम नंबर होता है humans, और human cells contain 46 chromosomes. ह्यूमन सेल्स में 46 क्रोमोसोम्स होते हैं. अगर हम डिप्लॉइड सेल की बात करें, इन अ डिप्लॉइड सेल, हमारे डिप्लॉइड सेल में कितने क्रोमोसोम्स होंगे? 46 क्रोमोसोम्स होंगे. लेकिन जब हम हैप्लॉइड की बात करेंगे, हैप्लॉइड सेल, तो हैप्लॉइड सेल्स कंटेन हाफ नंबर ऑफ क्रोमोसोम्स, half the number of chromosomes, and that is equal to, what should it be? Diploid means the whole number of chromosomes. Diploid का मतलब होता है double, और haploid का मतलब होता है half. So half of 46 would be 23. It means कि human diploid cell के अंदर 46 chromosomes हैं, and human haploid cell contains 23 chromosomes. So a diploid cell of human contains 46 chromosomes, and a haploid cell of human beings contains 23. So as a result of mitosis, here the number of chromosome would be 46. अगर तो ये हमारे human cell के अंदर हो रहा है, then the number of chromosome of each cell would be 46. Here I am writing 46 again. Okay. But in these cells which are produced as a result of meiosis, here the number of chromosomes in each cell would be 23. So each cell contains 23 chromosomes. It means after meiosis, the cells which are produced are haploid and they contain half of the number of chromosomes. Is it clear now? I just wanted to clear up the difference between mitosis and meiosis. In biology, it is very important to understand the processes of cell division. And this cell division, there are two basic types of cell divisions, which are mitosis and meiosis. So it is very important to clear your concepts about mitosis and meiosis. Moving on to the next slide, I just wanted to show you that how do we find out the differences and the similarities of mitosis and meiosis. What are the differences here? These are the differences of mitosis and meiosis. These points are the points of difference between mitosis and meiosis, and this can be the similarities. Okay, so find out the similarities first. Both mitosis and meiosis create new cells. Both mitosis and meiosis follow the same steps, and both the processes begin with one parent cell. These are the similarities between mitosis and meiosis. On the other hand, mitosis is different from meiosis because in mitosis, the process includes all the living organisms, means this process occurs in all living organisms, whereas meiosis occurs in animals, plants, and fungi only. Mitosis creates the body cells and meiosis creates the sex cells like the germ cells, sperms, and eggs. माइटोसिस इज ओनली अ सिंगल सेल डिवीजन, यानी ये वन सेल डिवीजन है, इसमें एक ही दफा प्रोसेस होता है और टू सेल्स अराइज होते हैं. बट मियोसिस कंटेन्स टू सेल डिविजन्स. मियोसिस में डबल डिवीजन होता है. माइटोसिस कंटेन्स no recombination or crossing over. In mitosis, there is no recombination or crossing over. But in meiosis, the recombination of genes takes place and crossing over takes place, which arises, which generates the variations. Mitosis produces 2 diploid daughter cells, whereas meiosis produces 4 haploid daughter cells. Mitosis results into the daughter cells which are all identical, but meiosis produces the daughter cells which are genetically different from each other. So this was the difference between mitosis and meiosis, and we have also understood the similarities. Now, what is the significance of meiosis? Meiosis plays a very important role in keeping chromosome number constant in species from generation to generation. एक स्पीशी में नंबर ऑफ क्रोमोसोम्स का मेंटेन रखने के लिए meiosis का बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट रोल है. जैसे ह्यूमन बींग्स की हर जो जनरेशन है उसमें हमेशा डिप्लॉइड सेल में 46 क्रोमोसोम्स होंगे. इट मीन्स meiosis is maintaining the number of chromosomes in a species. Second point is meiosis is responsible for genetic variability. We have found that the chromosomes exchange their parts. The chromosomes exchange their genes during the process of meiosis, and this exchange of material results in variations. So meiosis is responsible for genetic variability, and it is due to the crossing over which takes place during prophase 1 that the variations arise. This genetic variability provides the basis of evolution by providing raw material for it. अगर तो meiosis का process ना हो तो हर चीज़ बिल्कुल वैसी ही हो, हम exactly copies हों अपने parents की, लेकिन हम अपने पेरेंट्स से सिमिलर भी हैं और स्लाइट डिफरेंट भी हैं। इसका मतलब है कि ये मियोसिस की वजह से है, और मियोसिस एक ऐसा प्रोसेस है जो हमारे अंदर वेरिएशंस प्रोड्यूस करता है, और वेरिएशंस एवोल्यूशंस की वजह बनता है। एवोल्यूशन का मतलब होता है खूब से खूबतर होना, बेहतर से बेहतरीन की तरफ जाना। सो हम इवॉल्व होते हैं बेहतर से बेहतरीन की तरफ। So here it completes the whole lesson which was left in the previous class, and now I'm just going to begin up with our new lesson. This lesson is planned for today's class and it is all about tissues. You can open up your books at page number 24. Page number 24. बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। शुरू अल्लाह के पाक नाम से जो बड़ा मेहरबान निहायत रहम वाला है। We are studying chapter 2, structural organization of life, and this is our lesson 7 today. It is 10th of September 2020, Thursday. We are going to learn about tissues in this chapter, and today's lesson is all about tissues. What are tissues? Tissues are the group of cells that are similar in structure and function. We have to find out the actual definition of tissues, and the definition which is shown at the screen, it is shown on the screen. It is the actual and true definition of tissues. Tissues can be defined in a number of ways, but the simplest way we can define a tissue is the tissues are the group of cells that are similar in structure and function. So is it clear with the definition of tissues? Let me explain it further. When similar cells combine together or join up to perform a specific function, they form tissues. When the group of similar cells join up to perform a specific function, they form tissues. Let's talk about plant tissues. Plant tissues are the tissues which are found in plants. Plant tissues are of different types. In plants, there are two basic types of tissues. Meristematic tissues. Meristematic tissues are the tissues which are formed at the apices, means they are found at the tips of the roots and the shoots. हमारी स्टेम, जो प्लांट की स्टेम होती है, दैट स्टेम की जो टिप होगी, उस स्टेम की टिप पे मेरिस्टेमेटिक टिश्यूज फाउंड होंगे, और इसी के साथ साथ जो रूट्स की टिप्स होती हैं उस पर भी मेरिस्टेमेटिक टिश्यूज प्रेजेंट होते हैं. So meristematic tissues are young tissues. Meristematic tissues mature नहीं होते, और meristematic tissues में एक सबसे बड़ा जो फैक्टर है वो ये है कि they increase the plant body in length. Plant body length में increase होती है due to meristematic tissues. The second type of tissues are plant tissues. Plant tissues are the kind of permanent tissues, and these permanent tissues, plant tissues, are found in different areas in almost the whole body of the plant. Now let's find out what meristematic tissues are. Meristematic tissues are the tissues which consist of meristematic cells. These meristematic cells have the ability to divide rapidly. Meristematic cells are the cells which have the ability to divide very rapidly. They divide rapidly. Meristematic cells and meristematic tissues are found at the tips of the roots and stems. They are found at the tips of the roots and stem. प्लांट टिश्यूज दो तरह के होते हैं, मेरिस्टेमेटिक टिश्यूज एंड परमानेंट टिश्यूज। मेरिस्टेमेटिक टिश्यूज में हम जब बात करेंगे तो हम ये देखेंगे कि मेरिस्टेमेटिक टिश्यूज कंसिस्ट ऑफ मेरिस्टेमेटिक सेल्स। मेरिस्टेमेटिक सेल्स हैव द एबिलिटी टू डिवाइड रैपिडली। These tissues are found at the tips of the roots and stems. The cells of these tissues are smaller in size, and this tissue helps the plant to increase in length. What are permanent tissues? Permanent tissues are formed from the meristematic tissues. Permanent tissues are formed from the meristematic tissues. All the meristematic tissues which are formed now will transform into permanent tissues. Permanent tissues meristematic tissues से बनते हैं and their cells are thick. They maintain their size. The cells of permanent tissues do not have the ability to divide. All the cells of permanent tissues do not divide. They are classified into simple tissues and compound tissues. Permanent tissues are classified into simple tissues and compound tissues. Here you can see the three basic types of plant tissues. We are talking about the simple tissues. These are the three basic types of simple tissues: parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. Parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. Simple tissues are made up of only one type of cells. Simple tissues are made up of only one type of cells. Ramin, what happens, beta? Nisha, I'll answer about question and answers in the end of the class. I just want to explain you the concept. All these are basic concepts and these are very, very important. So, simple tissues are made up of only one type of cells. They are further divided into parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. Parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. The types of cells which are making up the tissues have been given in the picture. You can see parenchymatous cells. The parenchymatous cells are shown here. These are parenchymatous cells. And these parenchymatous cells are making up parenchymatous tissue. These are collenchymatous cells and they are making up collenchyma tissue. These are the cells which are found in sclerenchyma. Okay. Now moving on, let's find out what parenchyma tissue are. Parenchyma consists of living cells. Parenchymatous cells are all living cells. They are living. These cells have intercellular spaces. ये cells intercellular spaces रखते हैं अपने अंदर, यानी इन cells के दरमियान में spaces मौजूद होते हैं. They are present in all soft parts of plants. ये सब के सब प्लांट्स के सॉफ्ट पार्ट्स में मौजूद होते हैं. All the cells are identical, Abdullah. Correct. In simple tissues, all the cells are same. All the cells are identical. So parenchyma cells parenchyma tissue consists of parenchymatous cells, and these cells are living cells. These cells have intercellular spaces. They are present in all soft parts of plants, and they are food storing tissues. Parenchyma tissues store food. Let's find out about the collenchyma. Collenchyma tissues are actually consisted of elongated cells, and these are called collenchyma cells. The corners of these cells are filled with cellulose and pectin. They are comparatively hard. Their corners are filled with cellulose and pectin. They are found under the epidermis of herbaceous dicotyledons. Elongated means ये long होते हैं, elongated, and ये herbaceous dicotyledons की epidermis में found होते हैं. Pectin. Pectin is a compound which is found inside the cell wall. Plant cell की जो cell walls होती हैं उनमें एक substance पाया जाता है that is called pectin, and this pectin is actually a substance which hardens the cell wall. जितना ज़्यादा pectin deposit होगा cell wall के अंदर, उतना ज़्यादा cell की जो walls हैं या cells हैं वो hard हो जाएंगे. इसीलिए collenchyma is harder than parenchyma. Now the third type of tissue is sclerenchyma. अभी हम simple tissues को ही discuss कर रहे हैं. Sclerenchyma are the tissues which are consisted of very long, narrow, thick and lignified cells. Sclerenchymatous cells consist of very long, narrow, thick and lignified cells. Lignified का मतलब होता है ऐसे cells जिसमें lignin deposit हो चुका हो. Lignin बहुत ज़्यादा उसके अंदर deposited हो, यानी lignin मौजूद हो. Lignin भी एक ऐसा substance है जो cells को hard करता है. Pectin की तरह lignin भी cell walls के अंदर deposit होता है. They are dead cells. Sclerenchymatous cells are dead cells. They are hard due to lignification. ये क्योंकि lignin बहुत ज़्यादा इसमें deposit हो जाता है, इसलिए ये hard हो जाते हैं due to lignification. They provide support to the plants. ये plants के लिए बहुत बड़ी support provide करते हैं. They are found in xylem and hard fruit coats. आपने देखा है जो yes Sumaya, what is your question? Let me find out. S is silent or not? No, it is not silent. Sclerenchyma. They are found in stems and roots. Yes, sclerenchyma are found in stem and roots. And Sidra is asking about difference between dead and living cells. Dead cells तो वो cells होंगे जिनमें कुछ living parts ना बचा हो, dry up हो गया हो, इनका cytoplasm नहीं होता, इनमें organelles present नहीं होते. Once they were living and now they are dead. So they are found in xylem and hard fruit coats. Here I am showing the picture again. Parenchyma, they are made up of living cells, and parenchyma are made up of living cells. All these are living cells. They are found in the soft parts of the plant, and they are usually used to store the food. Collenchyma हमने बात की थी elongated होते हैं. Elongated होने के साथ साथ इनके अंदर pectin deposited होता है और ये थोड़े से comparatively hard होंगे. जब हम स्क्लेरेन्काइमा की बात करेंगे तो स्क्लेरेन्काइमा लिग्निफाइड सेल्स होती हैं इनकी, ये हार्ड होते हैं, डेड सेल्स पे कंसिस्ट करते हैं एंड दे आर फाउंड इन द जाइलम यानी रूट्स में, स्टेम में सपोर्ट प्रोवाइड करेंगे। इसके साथ साथ जो हार्ड फ्रूट स्ट्रक्चर्स हैं उनमें भी ये मौजूद होंगे। जैसे अगर हम वॉलनट अखरोट को देखें तो उसका जो स्ट्रक्चर है, उसकी जो कवरिंग है, दैट इज मेड अप ऑफ स्क्लेरेन्काइमा। इसके अलावा जो आपको वुडन जो पार्ट्स नज़र आता है, जो बार्क होती है ट्रीज की, जो स्टेम होती है जिसके ऊपर से बार्क रिमूव हो रही होती है, दैट इज ऑल्सो स्क्लेरेन्काइमा। Here the parenchyma tissue and the cells are given here. If they are dead, then how they support? Because they are found in the cell, the plant body. As they are found in the cell body, so they are present here and they are actually supporting. जो हार्ड स्ट्रक्चर्स होते हैं वो सपोर्ट्स के लिए होते हैं ना। हमारे अंदर भी जैसे बोन्स हैं, जैसे स्केलेटन है, दैट इज हार्ड स्ट्रक्चर, and similarly these hard structures, the dead structures are also for the support of the plant body. Now the permanent plant tissues. The permanent tissues are the second type of permanent tissues are compound tissues. हमने पहले permanent tissues को observe किया. These permanent tissues were simple tissues. Now the second type of permanent tissues are compound tissues. Compound tissues are made up of different types of cells. हमने बात की कि simple tissues are made up of only one type of cells, but compound tissues are made up of different types of cells. They are mainly of two types, xylem tissues and phloem tissues. Yes, Alishba. So the permanent tissues which are classified on the basis of function. एपिडर्मल टिश्यू, अगर हम फंक्शन की बेसिस पे इनको क्लासिफाई करें तो हमारे परमानेंट टिश्यूज फंक्शन की बेसिस पे डिवाइड होंगे किसमें? एपिडर्मल टिश्यूज में, जो बिल्कुल सरफेसेस पे मौजूद होते हैं, ग्राउंड टिश्यूज, सपोर्टिंग टिश्यूज एंड कंडक्टिंग और वैस्कुलर टिश्यूज. Epidermal tissues, ground tissues, supporting tissues and conducting tissues or vascular tissues. So let's find out what epidermal tissues are. Epidermal tissues are the tissues which consist of epidermal cells. Their cells are rectangular in shape. They form the outer layer of the root, stem and leaf. The outer layers are made up of epidermal tissues. The cells are compactly arranged. All the cells in epidermal tissue are compactly arranged, means they are very close to each other and there is no space among the cells. Epidermal tissues function to protect the inner parts of the plants. Epidermal cells consist of rectangular shaped cells. They form the outer layer of root, stem and leaf. The cells are compactly arranged. There is no space among the cells and these tissues protect the inner parts of the plants. Here you can see the outermost cell. Here this is the epidermis. This is the epidermis. And this epidermis is actually the epidermal layer. These cells are the epidermal cells. You can see the ground tissue, the dermal tissue, the collenchyma cells, xylem and phloem tissues as the vascular tissues. Okay, this is the cuticle, the guard cells and the stomata. So this is a structure in which all types of cells are shown, but we have to focus on the epidermal tissues. Compound and complex is the same, Alishba, okay? So let's move on to the next part. The next is, this is the leaf anatomy. Leaf के अंदर जो different types of tissues होते हैं, यहाँ वो show किया गया है. Now the permanent tissues on the basis of function, the first is ground tissue, the second is ground tissue. They are composed of thin-walled parenchymatous cells. Their function is to store food and they are found in all parts of the plant except the epidermal and vascular tissues. Ground tissue जो होता है वो parenchymatous cells से बना होता है और ये हमारे plant body के सारे parts में मौजूद होता है सिवाय एपिडर्मल और वैस्कुलर टिश्यू के. ग्राउंड टिश्यू सिस्टम यहाँ आपको नजर आ रहा है, जो बिल्कुल बीच में आपको नजर आ रहा है सेंट्रल पार्ट. दिस इज जाइलम एंड फ्लोम एंड एपिडर्मल जो ग्रीन पार्ट है, जो आउटरमोस्ट पार्ट है, इसको छोड़ के बाकी ये सारा ग्राउंड टिश्यू है. Supporting tissues. Supporting tissues are the tissues which consist of cells. These cells are thick-walled and dead. This tissue provides rigidity and support to the plant body. The sclerenchyma and collenchyma make up this tissue. Sclerenchyma और collenchyma हमने स्टडी किया था कि इनकी जो वॉल्स होती हैं वो हार्ड होती हैं और ये क्या करेंगे, supporting tissues बनाएंगे मिलकर. Here you can see that we have the here it is shown the internal structure of stem. और stem के अंदर कुछ ऐसे tissues हैं जिनको हम hard tissues मानते हैं. ये जो hard tissues हैं ये vascular bundles बनाते हैं. Okay, all these are vascular bundles. So these are xylem cells and these are phloem cells. Xylem and phloem make up the vascular bundle. They are also supporting cells and they are also the conducting cells. Now the last is conducting or vascular tissue. These tissues are classified into xylem tissue and phloem tissue. Xylem tissue is the tissue which is water conducting tissue. Xylem tissue conducts water. Phloem tissue conducts food. Xylem tissue is water conducting tissue and it consists of tracheids and vessels. तैयब बेटा, आपकी तरफ से आपके एंड पे कोई साउंड का या नेट का प्रॉब्लम है जिसकी वजह से आपको कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा, प्लीज़ इसको आज ही रिजॉल्व कर दीजिए क्योंकि कल भी आपकी क्लास है. Xylem tissue is water conducting tissue which consists of tracheids and vessels. Phloem tissue is a food conducting tissue which consists of sieve tubes. Now let's summarize. Plant tissues are classified into meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. Long-lasting tissues are called permanent tissues. Permanent tissues have been classified into two other types, simple tissues and complex tissues. Simple tissues are made up of one cell type, and complex tissues are made up of more than one type of cells. Simple tissues are further divided into ground tissue, which consists of parenchyma, and supporting tissue, which consists of collenchyma. Complex tissues are further classified into epidermal and sclerenchymal and vascular tissues. यानी प्रोटेक्शन के लिए एपिडर्मल सेल्स, सपोर्ट के लिए स्क्लेरेंकाइमा टिश्यू होगा और वैस्कुलर सेल्स जो होंगे वो xylem और phloem बनाएंगे. Now the next topic is animal tissues. What are different types of animal tissues found in a human body or in an animal's body? In animals, the tissues are divided into four broad categories. Unless there is another class, I think there is an extra class tomorrow, so you will be informed timely for tomorrow's class, inshallah. In animal tissues, in animals, the tissues are divided into four broad categories: epithelial tissues, connective tissues, muscular tissues, and nervous tissues. Yes, Arisha, what happened? These are the four types of tissues: connective tissue, epithelial tissue, muscle tissue, and the nervous tissue. Arisha, you are actually talking to the coordinator on WhatsApp. WhatsApp पे मिस सुमेरा से जिनसे आपकी बात हो रही होती है वो आपकी कोऑर्डिनेटर हैं and I would be your class teacher. I will add all of you in a group, or I'll be sharing my contact number with you as well. Today, inshallah, I'll be sharing my contact number with you so that in case of any problem, you can contact me as well. Miss Sumera is your coordinator. She's the coordinator for secondary section. Okay, most welcome. Now let's focus back on the four types of animal tissues. The four types of animal tissues are connective tissue, epithelial tissue, muscle tissue, and nervous tissue. Do you know what connective tissue is? Connective tissue is the tissue which connects different types of different structures, different organs, different cells. Yes, Arisha, I'll be sharing my contact with you. Today, inshallah, I'll share my contact number with you. Okay. So, four types of tissue are connective tissue, epithelial tissue, muscle tissue, and nervous tissue. Connective tissue is the tissue which connects different parts of the body. They are the connecting tissues like blood. Blood is a connective tissue. It connects all the parts of the body. It also transports the substances. Epithelial tissue is the tissue which is found on the surfaces. Epithelial tissue forms the surfaces, the outermost layer of the organs, of our skin, of everything is made up of epithelial tissue. Muscle tissue make up the muscles. हमारे muscles muscle tissue से बने हुए हैं. And nervous tissue make up our nervous system. मसल नर्वस टिश्यू हमारे नर्वस सिस्टम को बनाते हैं. Epithelial tissues. The cells of this tissue are packed closely together ताकि कोई भी चीज बाहर से अंदर ना जा सके. So epithelial tissues are found at the surface and they are composed of epithelial cells. These cells are closely packed together. This tissue forms the surface layer. These tissues also occur in glands where they are highly folded. The second type of animal tissues are connective tissues. These tissues bind other tissues together. Connective tissues are the tissues which bind other tissues together. They range from very soft to very hard. अगर हम एनिमल टिश्यूज में कनेक्टिव टिश्यूज की बात करें तो ये बहुत सॉफ्ट भी हो सकते हैं लाइक ब्लड और बहुत हार्ड भी हो सकते हैं लाइक बोन्स. दे कंसिस्ट ऑफ ग्राउंड सब्सटेंस. ये ग्राउंड सब्सटेंस के बने होते हैं. Blood, bones, cartilages, and fat tissues are the examples of connective tissues. Cartilages क्या होंगे? Cartilages जैसे हमारा ear pinna जो external ear है, that is the cartilage. Soft bony structures are called cartilages. Muscular tissue. Muscular tissue is the tissue which consists of muscle cells. Muscle cells are elongated cells and they have the ability to contract and relax. They are responsible for the body movements. मसल टिश्यूज के अंदर ये एबिलिटी होती है कि वो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट भी कर सकते हैं और रिलैक्स भी कर सकते हैं और ये बॉडी मूवमेंट्स को परफॉर्म करने में हेल्प करते हैं. The last type of tissue is nervous tissue. Nervous tissue consists of nerve cells. These tissues are formed by nerve cells. They are specialized to conduct messages in the form of electrical currents. ये electrical currents generate कर सकते हैं और ये खास तौर पे इस तरीके से डिज़ाइन किए गए हैं कि इनके अंदर इलेक्ट्रिकल सिग्नल्स जनरेट करने की और इसके साथ साथ उसको आगे कंडक्ट करने की सलाहियत मौजूद हो. They form the nervous system in the animals and they are responsible to generate the responses of our body. Here we have finished with the today's lesson, lesson number 7. And now I am going to give you the questions which are to be answered in your notebook. So I'm just going to share the questions. Note it down in your notebook and answer all these questions appropriately. Here is the self-study for today. Okay, self-study for September 10, 2020. That is Thursday. Answer the given questions. Number 1. यस, ये आपको नोटबुक में परफॉर्म करना है. ये सारी वर्किंग आपकी नोटबुक में होनी चाहिए. ठीक है. क्वेश्चन नंबर 1. Define cell and state the postulates of cell theory. Number 2. Define the terms Yes, I'm giving you since the very beginning of this chapter, so you can leave the previous self study. और ये वाले जो क्वेश्चंस आपने अटेम्प्ट कर लिए हैं वो दोबारा नहीं कीजिए। और इसके साथ साथ बेटा लेक्चर तो मैंने इतना डिटेल में आपको एक्सप्लेन किया है, अब मैं दोबारा पूरा लेक्चर एक्सप्लेन करूं, पूरा 1 घंटे को समराइज करना बड़ा मुश्किल होता है। आप लोग साथ साथ अंडरस्टैंड किया कीजिए, ठीक है? नोट डाउन द क्वेश्चंस, देन इंशाल्लाह आई विल बी हेल्पिंग यू आउट। All those students who have performed, who have done the previous self-study task, they can leave those questions which are repeated here. Okay, Tanya, if you have done with the rest of the questions, so you can leave those, skip those questions, and you can note it down. Note down the rest of the questions. All right. तैयब 20 कहाँ से हो गए बेटा? These are just 12. All right. So you have to find out the answers of all these questions. Do this in your notebook. जो नोट्स हैं मैं आपको फिर बता रही हूँ, जो पीडीएफ फाइल आपके साथ शेयर की गई है, दैट पीडीएफ फाइल इज एक्चुअली जस्ट फॉर द सपोर्ट इन योर प्रिपरेशन। मैं आपसे ये नहीं कहूँगी कि आप उसको पूरा का पूरा कॉपी डाउन करें, क्योंकि वो बहुत सारा है, लेकिन जो बहुत मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस होते हैं वो टीचर आपको सेल्फ स्टडी के फॉर्म में दे देती हैं। अब इसमें मिक्स क्वेश्चंस हैं, कुछ क्वेश्चंस शॉर्ट हैं और कुछ लॉन्ग हैं। सो दैट इज एक्चुअली वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड द क्वेश्चन। आप क्वेश्चन को अंडरस्टैंड करेंगे तो आप इसको आंसर कर सकते हैं, अदरवाइज आप इसको आंसर नहीं कर सकते। ठीक है, अगर आपने इसको आंसर करना है तो आप इसको क्या करेंगे? पहले क्वेश्चन को समझेंगे, ठीक है। यहाँ पे all the questions are gone. So I hope you all have noted down the questions. The thing is that after every chapter, you have to, after every chapter, there is an exercise given and you have to solve the whole exercise. The objective exercise can be solved in your book and the descriptive parts can be solved in your notebook. Notebooks can be sent to school to be checked. And today I'm going to share my contact with you as your class teacher. If there is any problem which I can solve, you can contact me for that problem and try to make yourselves time bound. Okay? Try to make yourselves time bound. I'm available till 5 o'clock only. And try not to disturb me after the Asr prayer, especially because I'm unable after that and I won't be able to respond to you. So inshallah, I'll try to solve all your problems and soon your schools will be open. For tomorrow's class, Ms. Sumera, your coordinator, will be informing you inshallah and hope that you people will cover all the parts which we have covered online. जब फिजिकली स्कूल स्टार्ट हो जाएगा तो हमारे लिए बहुत आसानी हो जाएगी, मेरे लिए पर्टिकुलरली बहुत आसानी हो जाएगी कि मैं आप लोगों के प्रॉब्लम्स को सॉल्व कर सकूं, उन्हें समझ सकूं, एंड इट विल बी अ ग्रेट प्लेजर फॉर मी टू बी योर क्लास टीचर. ओके, so grade 9 students, my favorite class. It was again a very nice time which I have spent with you people. This was my last class for today and you people make me energized again. Thank you so very much. Okay, inshallah, thank you so very much. So it's time to say Allah Hafiz. I'm going to end up the meeting. I'm making up a broadcast group in order to inform you people up. So thank you. The meeting is to be ended up. I'm leaving the meeting. Allah Hafiz.